Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life where you are? Life here is good, and I've been saying it a lot lately, and I've been thinking about that a lot lately because it is. Truthfully, my life is good, but um, yeah. What we're going to talk about today, I might cry. So be prepared for that. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. First off, I've really felt like for a very long time I have had nothing. I have had no reason to do this show. Like, I have had no purpose for a very long time. I've just come down here and turned the camera on and said, hey, my life is good. I do this, I do that. And that sucks to me. That's not at all what I had intended when I started this. And that's definitely not what I want to continue doing forever. I like having actual topical discussions. I like having talks about the news or video games or board games or whatever. So I'm not happy with what I've been doing here, but that's beside the point because it's late. Obviously, if you're watching this the day this comes out, it's probably like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, and that's because I ended up having to do dad stuff today. And when dad stuff happens, it just happens, and you have to take care of it, and it's not a bad thing, at all. But it was unexpected, so I kind of didn't do the show earlier in the day, or I would have, I should have come down here and recorded and done that. I've done that before, but I didn't expect the evening to go the way it did. So part of that was we had a parent meeting for the soccer team. I had to go talk to some parents and be a part of that, and which we'll talk about that, I think, soon. But then I had to pick Keely up from softball practice. Her practice ended at 8 o'clock, and it's about 100 yards that way. Just right over there's a little rise right there. So practice ended at 8, and I went down there to get her, and then practice was running a few minutes late, and then at the end of that, the coaches were like, hey, we're going to hang out, and you guys can hit or bat or pitch or do whatever you want to do. If you want to hang out and continue, we'll do some stuff. And so Keely was like, Dad, can I stay for a little while? And I said, sure, because she's been really enjoying softball lately, and I don't want to tell her that she can't play. And I guess the other part of it is that I know that my failure as I'm not a failure. Like, I'm not. But my biggest shortcoming when it comes to my children is that I never learned how to play. I was never a kid. I never learned how to play. I had a pretty strict childhood. My dad was a school teacher, a very square man, very by the book. Did not play at all of any kind. I don't have stories of playing catch with Dad or going fishing with Dad or doing anything with Dad other than working. And my mother was an extremely strict person who it had to be her way. Oh, she still is. She's not dead. It had to be her way, or we would work until it was. And some of my earliest memories of my childhood was being told to grow up. And I mean that from like when I was a child being told, not when I'm a teenager, when I'm a child being told to grow up, being told that I'm not allowed to have fun. And there were moments of fun. I'm never going to say that there was not fun. There were moments of fun, and there were things that we did as a family that were enjoyable. But overall, I grew up quick because I was told to, and I did. I grew up much faster than my peers, emotionally and mentally. And I never learned how to play. I never learned how to be a kid. I didn't have a whole lot of friends because of that, because they wanted to play, and I wanted to do intellectual things. I wanted to learn, or I wanted to, explore, or whatever. Playing for me was like going hiking when I was a kid, So I never learned how to play, and as a dad, I never learned how to play. I still don't, I play board games and I play video games, but video games for me were always a very singular experience. I never enjoyed multiplayer games. I still don't, for the most part. There are a few, but for the most part, I do not enjoy multiplayer games. And board games, I'm never really. Board games, I'd say, were the one thing that I'd learned how to play and enjoy the playing and not the structure or the perfectness of it. But as a dad, as a father, I never figured it out. I don't deal well with incompetence. I don't deal well with people who just don't understand what I'm saying or doing. And I mean, children are incompetent by definition. They just are completely incompetent about everything. And so sitting down and going through repetitive tasks with him is like, it's my hell. It's a nightmare. I can't. It shuts me down emotionally and physically even. Like, makes me nauseous. And so I never learned how to play with my children. And it sucks, you know. There are some playtime moments now that they're older and more mentally capable, and I'm not having to do mindless tasks with them, that we can sit down and draw, and we can play board games together and do things, you know. And with Keely playing soccer, I can help her play soccer, and so there are play moments now, but there were no play moments for me when they were little. I just couldn't. I didn't know how. I didn't know how to enjoy that. I couldn't enjoy it. It wasn't like I didn't watch little tiny learning moments and go, isn't that amazing? Because it's not. It's everybody goes through it. You know, oh, look, they can pick up the block now. Okay, like literally every human ever learns how to do that. Yeah, so it's like it was never special to me, and it was always a point of contention in my marriage, and that's part of the reason we're not together. But it bothers me. It bothers me a lot. And so when my kid says, "Dad, can I stay over and play?" Absolutely, because we didn't get done till 9:30, and that was an hour and a half of me just watching her play, watching her have fun with other kids, with other girls, you know, playing catch and playing pitching and batting and just being silly and having fun and really enjoying herself and watching those moments that I couldn't share because I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to have fun like that. It's not fun for me to do those things, and I don't enjoy it. And so I was never able to put on that false face and pretend like I was having fun. And that sucks. It sucks for my girls. I think someday they'll understand. I understand now with my father, and I'm grateful for everything that he taught me. But I definitely didn't understand when I was a kid why I couldn't play with my dad. And it sucks that I became that same person. So, it's late. I watched her have fun, and it was totally worth it. And that's all I got. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Live Science. Which president was divorced? America's only had one divorcee president, but two widower presidents moved on to second wives while in office. And one president never got married at all. Ronald Reagan was the only president who ever divorced his wife.